What's going on, Vapers? My name's Eric. You're watching NorthWestern Vapes. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new device. This is the Asmodus Minikin. His thing is, it's a game changer, for real. It's a real hard game changer. This is 120 watts, temperature control, and the company says the batteries are supposed to last 4 days in them. They just take two normal 18650s, but the board has an efficiency board in it to where it's supposed to regulate the batteries a little bit different and last you 4 days. Now I'm assuming that's to a normal vapor, to where they're not sitting in a shop for 10-12 hours a day vaping all day. I'm assuming it is going towards the people who, work 8 hours a day and then go home, sit at home for 5-6 hours before they go to bed. So, 5-6 hours a day is what I'm assuming is going to be going on with this. This device lasted me, as a vapor who is sitting here 10-12 hours a day, it lasted me 2 complete days, 2 12-hour shifts. Normally, I will change my batteries 2 to 3 times a day. It did last me 2 full days. And I was running at 120 watts. I think it was like a 0.15, 0.16 build. So it was like 5 volts right around, it was a higher voltage. Actually, if I remember right, I was using this build, which is a fuse Clapton 26 or 36/26. It's reading out to be a 0.24. So that's actually a lot higher than I thought. But that's that. It puts out really well. Obviously, it's a regulated device. They're all going to do the same damn thing now. But I think that this is going to be the... if this was the last device to come out, I think everybody would be... Almost 90% of people would be satisfied with this, because not a lot of people go over 120 watts, and if they do, it's 140 maybe. So I think this would be a very good do-all end-all device. We're gonna dive down and take a look at the packaging, the mod itself. I'll just throw it in. I know in my shop that we have the gloss white, we have a very, very sharp gloss red, we have a Tiffany blue, which has the rubbery feel, kind of like the SIG 150s do, the TCs, and we have the rubbery blacks as well, and those are the rubbery feel too, obviously. This is what your package looks like when you get it. You can slide it open, and then your mod is sitting right here. Take a look at that in a second. Oh. Comes open. This does pop out. Comes with your instruction pull out. Does have, let's go through, it is 2 18650s, 5 watts to 120 watts in power mode, 5 watts to 60 watts in TC mode, down to 0.1, up to 2.5, temperature to 212, 572. Yeah, I guess you guys can read. Works at efficiency of 94%, so you're supposed to get 94% longer than you do. And I'd say I got way more than 94. Here's your authentication card and a battery. Make sure you're always using safe batteries, especially on these series mods, because those touch with torn battery sleeves, you're not gonna have a good time. This is your device. It does have this nice shiny gloss to it. Some nice venting holes at the bottom. This is a spring-loaded 510. 2 batteries. 2 18650 batteries. I have mine sitting here. It's already got batteries in it, so we'll do 5 clicks to turn it on. Oops. 5 clicks to turn on your menu. You have your modes. Switch between nickel, power, titanium, and power. It does not do stainless steel. You can turn down your brightness. Turn your brightness back up. Click to cycle. Exchange. This is kind of cool. You can have a white with black or black with white. And exit menu. Is that everything? System off to turn it off. And there you go. So turn it off. Now to turn it down, there are these side buttons. I don't know if I did that, but turn it down all the way to 0.5 watts. It does not go very fast. 5 all the way up to 120. $120 it is. And vapor. So now that you've seen it, I know that I've seen it, I've used it, I've played with it for the past 3 weeks probably. I've gone through a couple different ones because I'll be using one in the shop. You know, I buy one, I'll be using one, and then somebody will come in and they're like, oh, what's that? I'll tell them about it. And they're like, oh, I want it. So I'll have to sell mine. But it's a nice little kicker. 120 watts it's a decent wattage. You don't need much more than that. I mean, if you're getting into some of your fuse Claptons and shit, and not even fuse Claptons aren't too bad, but when you're getting into some big builds, you might need a little bit more than that. But I'm right around 120 is where I like it between 120 and 140. But this is it's a nice solid piece. The only thing that I noticed that I didn't really care for was the gaps. I don't know if you can see it, and it's not. It'd be okay if it was all across the board, like if it had, you know, a 3 millimeter gap between the entire thing, or a millimeter gap. 3 is way too much, but it doesn't. Some devices have no gap and they fit perfectly snug. Other ones have a huge gap. And if it wasn't inconsistent, I wouldn't care. But it's very inconsistent. It's a nice little kicker. I don't know what they're selling them for online. I know in our shop we have them for 95, I think, 90, 95. But yeah, the Asmodus Minikin. Now, I don't know if they're trying to take a stab at Minikin or something, but this is the Minikin. Nice little piece, nice little piece. If obviously I would have bought another one. I've sold 3 of them that were mine, but I would definitely spend 95 bucks for one of these. Now that is in a shop. You can find them cheaper online, of course, but you all know that. And I just realized that was very dry. I haven't dripped yet this whole video. Vaping on some of our house juice, some Fruit Loops. Call it Loopy Love. And that'll be it. So enjoy your day, guys. Have a good one.